Hi guys! So today we're going to talk a little bit about snare drum and stick maintenance. So we want your equipment to last as long as possible and we don't want it to break, so you will be without an instrument because that's never fun during rehearsal. So the first thing we're going to talk about today is care of your drumsticks. So if you're not using the rim a lot on your drum, so this rim, because you can hit it with your stick, it's not sharp, but it's definitely a hard edge. If you're using that a lot, you want to put stick tape on your sticks so they last a little bit longer. You can't really see it, but this stick has a lot of little notches in it from hitting the rim, like for rallies and things like that. So what we do, and stick tape is super cheap. All you have to do is search drumstick tape, and it comes in a lot of different colors, but I just bought white. So you want to start at the edge. And you don't want to use any other kinds of tape. I know I've seen people try and use duct tape, but it is really, really heavy and it's really, really hard to get off because we're not going to keep this tape on there forever. It's only a temporary fix. You can take it off and put more back on. So all we're doing is starting it. We're just going to keep wrapping a little bit around. I did too much of an angle. So we're just wrapping it to protect the stick so it'll last a little bit longer, so you don't have to buy sticks all the time. So we want to get it nice and on there, and we'll continue that until about the top of the writing. So I'm just pulling and twisting the stick. And I'm watching where little striations happen. I'm trying to get them all to match up. And it's funny, when you have the stick tape on there, you can see the ridges in the drumstick more from where it's been hit on the rim, but that's okay. Drumsticks aren't meant to last forever, but we definitely want to keep them nice and keep them for as long as possible, because if we're buying new ones all the time, it gets really expensive. So I just tore it. Here's our taped drumstick, and you can go a little bit towards the tip. It'll add a little bit of weight to it as well, but this protects the stick from when you're playing on the rim. Like I said, really great for rallies or pep band. So stick tape, stick. So the next thing we need to talk about is your drum head, the batter head specifically on your drum. So this is an example of a drum that's probably never been cleaned and hasn't had a head replacement in a while. So you can take the heads off of the drum and replace them. All you have to do is search the drum and search snare drum head, and you'll get a lot of really nice ones. So every once in a while when you see it's getting dirty, you can just wipe it down with some water in a cloth. And you want to, every once in a while, take a dry cloth and wipe around the whole thing because we don't want dust getting in there either. And every day we want to do a little visual check. Are the snares okay? This one looks good. All the snares are straight. You can see the inside of the drum looks really good, because remember, these are made of wood. Even though the outside has plastic, they are made of wood, so they break easily, and they're probably one of the most fragile instruments in band, actually, because they're made of wood. So this one is a little dirty, and you can see it needs a head replacement really bad because it has those dimples from sticks. So that's either probably hitting it too hard. Also on your snare drum kit, the front flap isn't very thick, so when you're loading it on the bus, things could puncture it, so be really careful about that, because like I said, that front flap isn't made of a whole lot, so make sure you're really careful with it. So this is going to be a brand new snare. See, it's a slightly different brand. It's metal instead of wood, so it should last us a little bit longer. Perfect drum head. You can see the snare strainer under there. Now, this one came with a drum key. This is a Mapex drum. Now this little drum key, this is what's called the drum key. This one even has a little loop for your keychain, which is fun. It looks like that. It's a little for the lug nuts. So what happens is if you need to replace the head, you go around, and that is used for this. You can do the bottom snare head as well, but we're not gonna mess with that. Beginners don't need to mess with that. So what we do if we need to tune the drum, because you can tune the drum, or you need to replace the drum head, what you do is you go around in a star formation. So here's our drum, here's the top of our drum, and you can see there's lug nuts to turn all the way around. Now, we never want to go in a circular direction, because this side of the drum will get tight, this side won't, and it will warp the drum, especially if it's made out of wood. So we don't want to do that. So when you're tightening it, you go in a star formation. So you go here, you can start at any one, but I'm just gonna pick this one here, here like a star, here, just like that. And you go around in that formation when you tighten the drum. So to see if your drum is in tune, you take a drumstick and you're gonna hit about 2 inches away from the rim, all the way around. So they weren't all exactly the same, and that's what we wanna go for, is every single one the same. So we're gonna take these two. So can you hear that this one is lower? I'll show you again. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our drum key. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. We're gonna tighten it just a tiny bit. A little goes a long way. So now this one is too low. Just gonna tighten it a little bit. So now we're gonna go across. Okay, so compared to the other side, this one is still low. And then we just keep doing that all the way around the drum until it's completely in tune.